In assigning resources to schools, how would you balance the need for more support personnel in schools with above 100% capacity enrollment combined with significant numbers of English as a second language students? Yes, Ms. Valancourt.
I think that question comes down to a question of equity. And like any parent has decided over the course of their children's growing up, what's fair is what's right for each kid and for each school, and what's equitable is if everybody gets what they need. It doesn't necessarily mean that a 5-year-old and a 16-year-old get the same thing for Christmas. It means that they each get something that's appropriate for them. I think of the schools and the allocation of resources in the same way. If every child gets what they need, then there won't be a question about equity. Everybody should be content with that. Thank you.
Mr. Meshkin.
You know, oftentimes our elected leaders like to talk about the fact that we're one of the most affluent communities in the nation. But 1 out of 6 kids in the Howard County Public School System lives below, at, or slightly above the poverty line. That's not something that you'll see the county executive brag about when he's running for re-election, but it's the truth. And so when you look at that, you realize that some of the challenges that confront our teachers on a daily basis and our school system on a daily basis aren't necessarily educational issues. They're community challenges. And so I believe, as a member of the Board of Education, I hope I'll be given the privilege to be that type of community leader that won't just necessarily look for what a board policy should be or what a school action should be, but realize that we're a public school system. And we need to bring our public together to address some of these problems, whether that means other government agencies, volunteer groups, community organizations, and the board to address some of these issues. Because English language learners, free and reduced meals kids, various different folks that are confronting different challenges, those are challenges that can't be addressed in a textbook. They can't be addressed in curriculum. They need to be addressed with the services to support them so they're ready to learn.
Okay. Anybody else? Mr. Walker.
Yes. I have some experience. My wife is an ESOL teacher in a Title I school. I hear and understand the needs in that school, and I think we have to help our community, and I would hope that all of us, as we're out here on the campaign stump, help our community to understand that to provide resources, as Cindy said, to provide resources and support for those who have need, especially in our ESOL community and other communities, doesn't mean that we take away resources from other communities and other schools. I think it's real important. One of the things that I did in my years at Mount Hebron High School, very involved, got parents involved. There was an issue. I reached out to a half a dozen fathers. We created a mentor program, and this spring I was very proud to hear Scott Rule, the principal there, talk about how the increase of African American students went from 4% in AP programs to 8.4%, and he credited some of the work that we did to help get there.
Okay, great. Mr. Ballinger.
I think one of the things that has been brought up as I knocked on doors and as teachers and parents on the baseball field or on the basketball court has told us is that our communities can be great resources for our schools. Our communities, our parents, the parent involvement in the schools, as well as the concerns and issues that our teachers have, I think could be addressed in this process. Because I tell you, there's not a better person to tell you what is needed in the classroom or some of the best ways to take care of those needs is the teacher and is the parents in that community. And I think that if we broaden, and as a board member, one of the comments I've made is that I believe that we need to have a more stronger advocacy from our teachers and from our parents and from the local communities to help us determine how we can best serve the schools. PTAs are a great take great responsibility and have helped.